Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today's flow is going to be focused on your lower back pain and strengthening exercises for it. Anytime that we're doing a pose and it's not comfortable for you or hurting in any way, please stop and do a different option, something that does feel good for your body. So let's go ahead and we will start in child's pose. I would suggest a bolster for today or a pillow, and then probably some blocks as well. You can take your pillow, place it underneath your bottom, and then send your bottom back towards your heels. If it's comfortable, you can either spread your legs wide, so your knees are towards the edge of your mat, or you can keep them closer together, and then take your chest down towards the floor, head on the mat, or you can put your head on a block. Again, whatever works for your body. Try to relax. Let's take a deep inhale through your nose. HA out your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose. HA out your mouth. Start to just take some deep inhales and exhales through your nose now. Clear your mind. Release all those thoughts going on. Acknowledge them and just push them on away. Know that you're taking time for yourself right now. Fill your belly with your breath and release it all out. Your next inhale, come up onto your hands and knees for tabletop. Go ahead and move your block and your cushion, if you're using them, out of the way. Tabletop is whenever your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and your abs are lifted and engaged. Throughout this practice today, let's concentrate on keeping your abs engaged. So lifting them up, in and up, so then it's like sucked up. Give a little cough to find that activation if you need to. Your head is in line with your spine. Going to go into cow, so drop your belly towards the floor. Keep your abs slightly engaged. Pinch your shoulder blades together and reach long, your chest going forwards through your arms, through your shoulders, and then exhale, push up into cat pose. So you're gonna round your back, a big rainbow arch in your back, and your tailbone drop down towards the floor and the top of your head towards the floor, stretching out your back between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow. Lengthen your spine. Head and neck are long. Exhale, cat, like a Halloween cat that's all scared. One more time on your own breath. Come back to table. Take your right arm, stretch it up over, up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, take it underneath of your left arm and your head down towards the floor, and to thread the needle. Give a slight push with that left hand to give a spinal twist in your upper back, but keep your hips level. If you need to, reach up there and check them first. Keep your abs engaged. Inhale, right arm back up towards the ceiling, and exhale down to your mat. Let's switch arms now. So inhale your left arm up, nice stretch, crest your chest. Exhale, sweep it between your torso, your arm and the floor. And then again, give a slight push with your right hand into the floor to give your upper back some rotation. Head is gently resting on the floor. Inhale. Let's take that left arm back towards the ceiling. And exhale, hand to your mat. Slowly start to walk your hands out in front of you. And taking your upper body towards the floor, keeping your hips over your knees as much as possible for a puppy pose. If you would like, you can take a block and place it underneath of your forehead, because I know it's a pretty big stretch and it took me quite a while to be able to do it without the block. Keep your abs slightly engaged and try to relax into it as much as you possibly can. I know it kind of is an uncomfortable position for a lot of us. We're stretching our shoulders and upper body in a way that we don't typically do. One more inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bend your elbows and just shoot your torso forward. And you are on your elbows, forearms are on the mat. Your elbows are right underneath of your shoulders. All 10 of your toes are touching the mat, and lengthen your spine, so lengthen your tailbone especially. So it's more down towards the mat and not up towards the ceiling. Engage your abs and just pull your chest through your shoulders, just like in your cow pose. And your neck is long, but not cranking everywhere. Couple breaths. One more inhale and exhale. Grip the floor with those fingertips. Slowly lower your chest towards the floor. Bring your hands in. We're going to push it back through table. Tuck your toes, and then lift your bottom towards the sky for down dog. Bend your knees a whole lot in this pose, so they're nice and bent. Your hands are planted, your fingers are rooted into the floor, your elbows are rotated to the sides and then the back to help lock your shoulder blades into place. Inner thighs are spinning up, in and up, and your abs again are engaged. Shooting that tailbone up towards the sky, lengthening and strengthening all those muscles in your back. Exhale, and let's bring our right foot forward in between our hands. Square off your hips. Your next inhale, lift your torso up. Your hands can either be overhead on your hips, or your hands can be on your right thigh, whatever is comfortable for you. Think about drawing your right hip back, your left hip forward, and engage those abs. Exhale, cactus arms. So goal pose, pinch those shoulder blades together in the back. Inhale, arms up overhead, and then exhale, let's step forward with our left foot into just a little mini chair pose. So your back is long, bottom is shooting back just like you were about ready to sit down in a chair, and then stand up straight. From here, bring your hands down to where your booty meets your hamstrings. Take a big inhale. Lengthen all the way through your spine, standing up nice and tall. And on your exhale, we're going to start tipping over. Bend just at your waist, nice and slow. Deep bend in your knees. And slowly start to run your hands down the backs of your legs, just as far as you can go comfortably. Nice long back. And then slowly start to rise back up. Nice and slow, long spine. We're strengthening those muscles in your back. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your side. Hands back to your bottom. And exhale down towards the ground. Nice and slow. Deep bend in those knees. Sliding your legs, hands down the backs of your legs. Your hands are towards the floor. Step your left foot back. Right foot joins it into plank. Tighten up that core. Ground those fingers into your mat. Legs are spinning, so your inner thighs spinning up towards the sky. Your feet can either be together apart or drop down on your knees. Engage that ab, just like those abs, just like there's a fire underneath your belly and you don't want it to hit your belly. Inhale and exhale, slowly start to lower down towards the floor. Next inhale, push up gently through your hands at first, just to help support you. Kind of like that Sphinx we did at the beginning of practice. Toenails are all on the floor. Your tailbone is long. Quads are engaged, abs engaged, and then lift that chest using those muscles in your back. If you feel comfortable, you can also just gently lift your hands up off the floor and then keep your neck long. Exhale, push your bottom back and tailbone up towards the sky again for your down dog. You can keep those knees bent generously right now. Nice deep breaths, abs engaged. Keep shooting that tailbone up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then bring your left foot forward into a low runner's lunge. Deep breath. Lift your torso up towards the sky. Again, your arms can be up overhead, on your hips, or on your thigh. Think about bringing your left thigh back and your right hip forward to square off those hips. Big inhale, exhale, cactus arms. Pinching those shoulder blades together again, chest forward. Inhale, arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring your right foot forward towards the top of your mat to that little mini chair pose again. If it's more comfortable, your hands can be in prayer on your hips or on your thighs. Lengthen the body out. That whole spine is nice and long, but don't think that you have to flatten it. Keep that natural curve in your spine. Abs are lifted up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to your side. We're gonna do the strengthener again where we slide our hands down the backs of our legs, or if you want a little bit more burn, you can keep your arms up overhead and your whole torso will be in line the entire time. So big inhale, exhale, start to tip. Nice bend in those knees again, abs engaged. You gotta flip your tailbone up towards the ceiling as you're going down. Nice and slow, and then inhale, back up. If it's too much, go back to your hands on the backs of your legs again. All the way up. And give an exhale, hands down to your sides. Take a deep breath here. Shake your shoulders out a little bit. I know that one's a little tough after a bit. Inhale, arms back up overhead. And then begin your exhale, descending down towards the floor. Again, whichever way is best for you. Nice and slow, keeping those abs engaged. And then taking your tailbone like up towards the sky as well. Your hands are towards the floor. Step your right foot back, left foot back. So in your plank, again, you can be on your toes or on your knees, whichever one is best for you. Keep those abs engaged though throughout it all, and then keep your shoulders pushing away, like pushing the floor away instead of sinking into your shoulders. Deep breath, exhale, let's lower down towards the floor. So on the floor, you can place your hands, stack them, and place your forehead on your hands. Inhale, let's lift just our right leg up, nice and slow, keeping our left foot on the floor. And exhale it back down towards the ground. Inhale, left leg goes up towards the sky. Doesn't have to go very far. You're going to be activating your glutes and your lower back. And exhale it down. One more time on each side. Inhale, right leg up. Keeping those abs pulled up off the floor. Exhale, down. Left leg, inhale, up. Right toes are all on the floor. And exhale, left leg down. Take a little bit of a breather here. Rock your hips side to side. and push up to table. Engage those abs. Just think about your table for a minute before we go anywhere else. The eye of your elbow is circling around towards the front of the room, front of your mat. So if you start to bend your elbows, they bend back towards your legs. Neck is long, spine is long, abs engaged. Your glutes are even engaged partly, and your inner thighs are spinning back. Your next inhale, reach your right leg back and lift it up. Make sure your hips are staying level with the floor though. Foot is flexed or pointed, whichever one is better for you. Leg is nice and engaged. If you'd like, you can also raise your left hand up towards the front of your mat. So it's one long line of energy. If you fall over, it's okay. Just try again and exhale back down to table. Let's do the other side now. Inhale your left leg back and up. Nice straight leg. Keep it engaged. Check your hips and make sure you're dropping that left hip towards the floor because we have a tendency to want to open up. And then if you'd like, go ahead and bring your right arm forward as well. Nice long line of energy from the fingertips of your right hand to the toes of your left foot. Get those abs engaged to protect your back. And exhale back down to table. One more deep breath in table. Bring your legs around so you're sitting on your bottom. Feet are in front of you. Knees are bent. Place your hands on the back of your legs and your hamstrings. And slowly start to lean back for boat pose. Keep your back long. Your chest is lifted, so you're not caving in at all. Keep it lifted. And if you want, try to put a little less pressure on the backs of your legs to engage your abs some more. You should feel it all the way from the very bottom of your abs, like you got a big zipper zipping everything up to underneath your breastbone. One more breath here. You can always come back up out of it if you need to. And then slowly start to roll back onto your back. Go ahead and tuck those shoulder blades down. Bring your knees in. We're going to do a wind pose. You can start with giving them a squeeze. And then pretend like there's little eyeballs on your tailbone area, and you're wanting them to point more towards the floor and not towards the ceiling. Hands are still on your legs, so right underneath of your knees and your shins. And energetically think about pushing your legs away and pulling them in with your hands. Engage your abs. Again, this will stretch and strengthen that back. You'll be keeping a small arch in your back. That's just your natural curve. We're not trying to push our back down onto the floor. One more breath here. Nice big inhale, filling up your belly. Exhale through your nose, releasing all of it. Release your legs down towards the floor. Your feet will be directly underneath of your knees. Your next inhale, slowly start to raise your tailbone, your lower back, your upper back, all the way up to your shoulders as much as you can, pushing your hips up towards the ceiling, but keeping your head and neck long on the floor for bridge pose. And exhale, upper back, mid back, lower back, tailbone back to the floor. You can drop your knees side to side now. Just relax your hips and your lower back. We're going to do, for our Shavasana, supported fish pose. So you can use a block, a pillow, a bolster, whatever you might have that works for you. And it is going to go between your shoulder blades as much as you can. I know if it's a pillow, it's going to be a little bit different. If you have a long bolster, it will go all the way down your back. And then just lay back on it, opening up your chest. And if you need something under your head, feel free to grab another block, a pillow, whatever works for you. So you can get in here nice and comfy. Just let your body drape over your prop of choice. Your legs can be bent or they can be straight out. For some people, straight out puts more pressure on their lower back. So you can keep them bent. Your feet can be wide and your knees not together. Just sink into the mat here, into your prop. Let it support you. Try to empty your mind of all the little chitter chatter that's going on. If it pops up, acknowledge it, toss it aside, and say, I'll deal with you later. Bring your breathing back to normal. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. And we'll stay here for a little bit longer. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently roll over on your side so you don't fall off of your prop. You can place your head on your arm as a little pillow. Take a moment just to thank yourself for showing up today, for taking time to stretch and strengthen your back. If we don't have flexibility and strength in our back, it will affect all of our whole daily life. Exhale and push yourself up to a seated cross-legged position. Big inhale, reaching your arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together. Trace that line down to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I am honored that you spent this time with me. Would love for you to like, subscribe, and share this video with others if you think they need it as well. Again, thank you so much. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.